he's seeing it. I think Emerson Axsom is a guy who could really rack this field with a few years' experience. He needs the experience, but he got caught up in that non-wing world. I understand the skill it takes to drive the non-wing cars, but at the end of the day, that non-wing thing is a cycle, and if you get caught up in it, you are fucked, I think. And go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, USAC, you have pretty much the same guys competing, for the national championship every year, and most of them are average wing racers.
Hold on.
Brady
Do we actually have
hold
on. We actually have Emerson Axsom. He's calling. We got him. Are you there?
Sweet.
Yeah, what's up?
Can you hear him, Clyde?
Yeah, what's up, Emerson?
Can you hear?
How are you?
We have Emerson Axsom on the phone. David Gravel's watching right now, and I just want everyone to know right now, Emerson Axsom is a better driver than David Gravel. David, you're driving the best race car. What are you doing right now, Emerson? Are you driving down the road?
Yeah, we are. Well, I'm sitting in the back, but my guys are driving down the road.
And you're just chilling. Can you hear him?
Yeah, just chilling, watching YouTube, social media, just hanging out.
So what are you actually doing? Are you just driving to Florida on a whim, or do you know what you want to do? Like, what's going on?
What's that for this full year?
Well, I was just describing how I thought you were one of the baddest son of a bitch. What was it, 3-4 years ago? I was talking about you at Shootout, this Emerson Axsom guy. He's the badass son of a bitch. He's coming. And they weren't listening. We had a conversation about this at Knoxville last year. Me and you were in the Chase Randall shop over here around the corner. But you are one of these guys who I feel like is in that gray area of working for it and has the talent and has support, but you to me it feels like you got to kind of have that support because your talent and your personal funding, which is my issue, you don't technically have it. You're riding your talent. So how far can your talent take you this year? That's what I'm wanting to know. Where is it going?
Well, luckily I'm surrounded by a lot of great guys like Dale Klasmeyer and Scott Petrie. They kind of literally Dale said to me, which I don't plan on anytime soon, or ever, but he said before we part ways, he wants to do a full-time outlaw tour, whether it be this year, next year, 3 years from now, that, luckily I'm partnered up with a guy that, his one of his life goals is to field a World of Outlaw level team. So, I think I just got partnered up with some good guys, and, if we can build on this team, then, I think this program can go as far as we want it to.
Well, and see, it's funny. I referenced Tucker because, I was telling him, 2017, 18, when I was talking about the sport, Tucker was one of those guys who was written rides, and me and Tucker had some conversations over this stuff because I was like, hey, what's this Tucker Klossmeyer guy doing? He ain't really doing much, But at the end of the day, sometimes you got to recognize how good a guy is. I think you're one of the premier guys. I think you could put it on David Gravel's ass at any point of the day. I'm telling you, you're going down there. Are you going to run the 360s this week?
I wouldn't be saying all that, but yeah, I am.
You should be. I mean, you're Mike Tyson and I'm Don King. I talk about how you can knock somebody out. You just go and do it. At the end of the day, Emerson, what is this year going to be, though? Because you are this guy, and Clyde Knipp is on the phone right now. He's listening. We got David Gravel in here, all these people listening. Who are you going I may have to be the promoter here. Who are you going to whoop ass on this year? Who are you going to take some names down and catch them later? What do you even know what you're doing this year, Emerson, or no?
Not yet. We'll know after Florida. We'll kind of go to Florida, assess how everything goes, and then make a decision from there.
Oh, you're going to be the 7th rookie on the Outlaw Tour.
Did you hear him?
Yeah. I mean, there is a possibility. There's a world where we go and run high limit. There's a world where I'm running World of Outlaws, and there's a world where I'm doing neither. So, I think we'll
Emerson,
kind
I
of
got a
just.
question.
Hold on. Clyde's got a question. Hold on, if you can hear him.
Yeah, I can a little. I mean, it's
All right.
good enough.
I'll translate for you. Hold on.
So obviously you had a great year, Emerson. I watched you run I think it was the final weekend at Knoxville, and you were just cruising out front. I mean, just absolutely murdered the field at Knoxville. And to win a local show at Knoxville, especially on the last weekend when a lot of the hitters are there, you really you turned my eyes for sure. I'm like, okay, I knew this kid was good, but he's really good. Your car looks amazing all the time. It sits and it acts. The attitude of it's amazing. So, like, going into this off season, knowing that you are a potential up-and-coming outlaw winner at some point this year, I would say, or a big traveling series winner, what is the mental what do you do to your mind to prepare knowing that you are about to enter that upper echelon to be talked about as an outsider coming in to win these races? Like, how do you mentally get your mind prepared for that? And what are the changes that you make mentally and then from your team, like moving forward, like knowing that you're knocking on the door to being a really, really competitive team nationwide?
That was the best thing I could have ever tried to say. We need to give the Chaz to Clyde, actually. I would also add on to that, just listening to him, who is actually making that car be a Cadillac on the racetrack? Respond to both of those things, because obviously it's very important to have a crew chief.
Right, yeah. So, honestly, it was last year was a big, a weird year. Like, we started out the year missing local PA shows. You know what I mean?
I know. I was there, you fuck.
So, we honestly, but that's kind of expected. Like, you can't just... The wing
PA
world
is
and the
not
non-wing world
easy.
don't
PA
translate.
is just not easy either.
Yeah.
And they don't translate. And so, but coming into this year, luckily, I have been on national tours. I wouldn't say USAC is the same level as high limiter outlaws, but it is the closest you can get. So,
I would say what he's trying to say there is, if you can look, USAC, look. I love non-wing racing. The ability to drive those cars on the edge is very difficult, but there's not a lot. There's not the quantity of drivers like the winged racing. So if you can get into the top 2 or 3 or winning non-wing racing, you're on that edge of perfection. Because I think to win a USAC race, you got to be really good. But to run top 5 or 10 in a World of Outlaw or high limit race, you got to be really good. That's what I mean by quantity. Like you're saying, in the non-wing stuff, you didn't necessarily have to, compete with 10 guys or 5 guys, but to be up there up front where you were, you had to put the car on the edge in perfection, and that perfection element is true.
Right. I think I agree. I mean, so like that, luckily coming into this year, I've had some experience with that stuff and running for national championships in USAC. Like I've been close in midgets and sprint cars. So, I think just there is another level that this team's got to jump to. Like if you want to compete with the gravels every night, like
the wing stuff's equipment,
you do have to make that little jump. Like there is another level to this above where we're at or where we were at, and obviously during the off season, you make some changes and kind of refine your program and, hopefully refine my driving skills and kind of put the whole package together. But, yeah, honestly, and who's working on it is a guy named Adam Wallace. He worked with me at CMR. He was actually my crew chief at CMR. And then my dad's they're kind of co-crew chief and just like my dad's there.
Hold on, let me ask Clyde that. Just as much as I talk about underrated drivers who don't get the credibility and are potentially David Gravels, they just don't get the equipment. There are a lot of actual crew chiefs. Like listen to what he just said, Clyde. Yeah. His dad and another guy is on the level of technically. I'm not saying it consistently, but they can put a car on the track, Clyde, that can compete
Right.
with Phil Dietz and fucking Cody Jacobs.
Yeah.
That's special, Clyde.
That is pretty special, and that goes back to building a great team around you, because you have to have your tires done right, your car, all your bolts have to be tight, your engines have to fucking run. I mean, like going back to packages and understanding what you like as a driver and what you can operate with, and the minds behind it to make it all happen, and the manpower. Like that's the key to success in sprint car racing, is having all those pieces of the puzzle put together. And that's why you see teams like the 2-car, the 41, the 49, the 7BC, the 15. They've been really successful in those areas.
Yeah, so I just think that it's not just special how good you are and how underrepresented some of the talent may be in the sport, but also there's a lot of minds out there that are underrepresented, and even you performing well as maybe an underrepresented driver in the sport over the last 6 years, maybe they know who you are now because you ran well last year, but I was seeing that talent, and I think that there's also some talent behind the scenes that are not getting recognized, is what I'm trying to make a point of.
And I always said that crew chiefs and even the car chiefs, like, dude, I was a car chief for JJR for 4 seasons, with 2 of the best drivers in the world. And we work our asses off day in. I mean, I'm talking 365, because in the winter we're building cars. Like there's hundreds of car chiefs and tire guys and crew chiefs that do not get the recognition they deserve. And honestly, I'm going to throw in a topic here.
Oh God.
I think that big teams are a team that is ran like at the highest level. There needs to be some security for those workers, instead of like a 1099 or a cash under the table. I think those workers need, benefits with 401k, health insurance. I know some teams do offer that. That's important, because keeping good health is the key to running a successful business. And no matter if it's construction or running a sprint car team, like keeping good health is your biggest asset.
I know you probably got lost in that, Axom. But he's basically saying how important your crew is, and that's what I was saying is, like, when I was in Australia and I was following Callum and we got him his PA opportunity, I really noticed, I pay attention to the crew chief. Like, okay, this he knows what he's doing with this car, because to get these cars performing well to compete on the national level or to even be up there, you potentially have the ability of a Randy Warner. You potentially have the ability of a Cody Jacobs, of a Phil Dietz. You at least hit it on the track one night, So the guys around you are very important. And I just think it's very interesting with you in particular that you're a guy who's from that working class division, and it sounds like the guys around you are from that working class division. You're like the damn... you're the Tom Brady. You're the 6th round draft pick. Are you? I'm just saying, Emerson. We ain't trying to stroke your ego or reach around, but you are kind of pretty and decently high. I don't want to. I can't commit to being transgender right now. I ain't changing my gender or anything, but I'm just saying what you're representing right now is very important to things.
I guess I don't know if I consider the working class or whatever. I've never rented a ride or anything. I kind of just got some.
You know how hard that is to do, though, right? To not rent a car, that's very hard. This.
Yeah, it is. Oh well, and you got to think about, once you rent one, you're always considered a rental guy.
100%.
Yeah. 100%.
That's why it's the one, if a guy rents a KKM midget, wants to go wing race, then they're asking him to bring money because he's a rental guy.
Well, it's almost like you're opening the door for the money to flow.
My dad's always kind of been like, once you rent once, we're going to have to rent the rest of your racing career. So and I can't afford that. So
yeah.
Well, and that's particularly why I say dirt racing's got the best talents in the world. You've probably been approached by the asphalt industry, and they didn't care how good you were. They just cared how much money you could bring. You know,
You're not wrong. I mean, you're not wrong at all, actually.
so when you put a paywall in between talent and money, and it's 100% how much you can pay, you ain't got much talent. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's the math that adds up, in my opinion. I mean,
That's why sprint car racing is the best form of motorsports.
Well,
in the
Emerson,
world.
I would love to put you. I'm not. I agree with sprint car racing being very prominent and beautiful. Emerson, I would love. I need to be a Don King. I need to sign Emerson on the damn agreement. But I would love to put you in a super late model because I no disrespect to the sprint car people. I know we just kind of talked about talent in a little bit of an area. The fucking late model industry is full of it, and they are. If you went over there, you ain't got to be Kyle. You ain't got to go to the Cup racing to be the superstar of your industry. That's the problem. This is my whole issue with Kyle. For the record, it ain't Caitlin and Cullen or whatever. It's that our industry in the sprint car racing world. If you want to be the biggest star in our industry, you got to go that route. You got to be Corey Day. You got to leave. You got to go somewhere else to become the star of this industry. Where in the super late model dirt racing world, you just go out there and you beat the next guy who's on the top of the mantle, and you're the star. You're the guy who sells out World 100s at Eldora. You are Kyle.
Yeah.
I've seen Kyle Larson's trailer. Kyle Larson's T-shirt trailer at Eldora next to Donnie Schatz is a line versus 5 people. Kyle Larson's trailer at Eldora versus Jonathan Davenport and their stars, it's the other way around. You know, I would love to take a guy like an Emerson Axsom and inject him into that other world because I think you got a lot of talent, Emerson. I just think you're in the wrong industry. And this is, once again, I'm trying to correct the industry by speaking out against this shit. But it's kind of too far gone. Does it not feel like that? Like if you don't go and rent that ride, then you're just going to be a David Gravel, who would be considered a second talent star in the industry, wouldn't it be? Who's bigger, David Gravel or Kyle Larson? It's no question, right?
I mean, I don't know. Honestly, I feel like it's kind of starting to come. Like
Slowly.
I personally think sprint
Slowly.
car racing. Has it ever been in a better spot? Like, I agree, there is room to grow, but like, I don't think it's ever been. I'm young and haven't seen a lot, but has it ever been in a better spot?
I mean, you would have to go. You would have to go back a long ways to maybe say that. But yeah, it's in a good spot. Yes.
Yeah, very good.
So like, and personally, I've always said I don't know if it's because I'm realistic or what, but I've always wanted to be just a sprint car guy. Like, I've never really cared about the pavement stuff personally, but
that's where the fame's at. That's where the fame's at, though. That's the issue. The fame. This is my issue with it, Emerson. The fame for the sprint car driver, like you or any of these guys, is in the asphalt world. Whereas in that super late model, and maybe this is stupid to me to even know about this world, but in that dirt late model world, the fame is in the guy who runs good in dirt late models.
Right.
Like, that's disgusting. This bothers me a lot to know this, that our stars are second fiddle to these guys we're describing. You know, that's fucking wrong. Why is a sprint car fan a bigger fan of somebody not running sprint cars more than the guy winning championships like David Gravel in sprint cars? That don't happen anywhere. What are we talking about? That's like the Supercross guy who goes to MXGP or MotoGP being bigger than the Supercross winner. What are you talking about? That's crazy.
I mean, if
hold on,
rest his soul, but if Mark Martin or Scott Bloomquist walked into a room, who are you more mesmerized by?
Well, Emerson don't know who Scott Bloomquist is, do you? You never heard that.
Or Mark Martin.
Do. He was actually, I was a big Scott Bloomquist
Did
fan.
you ever hang out with Scott? I hung out with Scott one time. We did a video. It's actually on the channel if anybody wants to go check it out. Me and Scott, we took over Vegas. It was very disturbing. But at the end, Clive makes a good point. Who's bigger? You know, but my point is it's like Scott Bloomquist was the Jeff Gordon.
Right.
Oh yeah, he was the Dale
And
Earnhardt,
Jeff
man.
Gordon destroyed this fucking dirt race, in my opinion. I call it co-trickle. I only say co-trickle
we
because
know, Chaz,
it's
know.
Illuminati, Clyde. Calm down. If you want to go crystal ball it, hey, hold on. Where did co-trickle wreck at Daytona and flip into the woods? Turn 4, right? He hit Rowdy in the door, right? He flipped off.
Yeah.
And then he came back, and when he raced Rowdy's car, he was running a Rowdy's car, and he was racing the blue and yellow 18 called Russ Wheeler. Hold on, now what happened in real life? And that was 1990, Clyde. What happened in real life?
We know.
Jeff Gordon came along, 2001. There was a wreck at turn 4 with the black car. Ken Schrader. Honestly, Ken Schrader's the best evidence of how a sprint car driver going to NASCAR don't mean fucking shit, because he didn't mean more than Steve Kinser in 1985 or 86. I'm just saying.
Right.
And then what happened? The next second coming of co-trickle was Kyle Larson. What did he drive, Clyde? He drove a Earnhardt. Oh, wow. That guy who died? Earnhardt Ganassi 42. And he's racing a fucking Kyle Busch in a blue and yellow. I don't even want to talk about the Illuminati parallels here. But hold on. Anyway, back to reality. Do you think it's in a good position now in sprint car racing to where we're slowly seeing that pendulum turn, that Jeff Gordon effect kind of dying away from the sport, and it's kind of coming back to dirt racing? I think Brexton Busch and Wyatt Miller, as much as I got kicked out of the shootout over Brexton Busch a few years ago, I think those guys being more intrigued or more interested in being a dirt racer is good for the sport, technically, as far as what we're talking about.
Who are you asking?
Anybody. I mean, the only problem I got with all that is they're already trying to influence the rent-a-ride situation into the sport. When I hear it's $600,000 for a Chase Randall to go on a national tour, that's disgusting to me. That's fucking insane.
I thought he was. I guess I don't really know his plans, actually.
I'm not naming names or numbers. But that's the unfortunate fucking psychotic number that a guy with the displayed talent of a Chase Randall is being told.
Yeah, I mean, look at that.
Not right.
I don't really know his plans, but
but that's going to destroy our sport to a NASCAR level. Back when we were talking about, you've had asphalt guys come up to you and be like, "Hey," and then they say, "How much you got?" If our sport in sprint car racing starts going that direction, as everybody in Dirt Tracker and everybody thinks it's fine, that's going to destroy our sport, just sprint car racing in particular, our sport just as much as what NASCAR is at right now. NASCAR could be great. Asphalt racing could be great if they didn't start turning away the talent for the money. That's the problem.
Look at Zeb. He's rideless. I mean, as far as I know, still rideless.
Yeah, for sure.
And, got kind of put down for guys with money.
Right. That's disgusting. That's what's going to destroy the sport.
Chase Randall is in the same boat,
right,
as far as we know.
Right. Well, I'm just saying that's what's going to destroy the sport. We have the formula. We have the evidence of what happens if you go down that route. Why are we okay? I mean, obviously, I'm not. Sorry, Clyde. Obviously, I'm not okay with it. I'm the only guy yelling on YouTube, and that's why everybody hates me. But I'm just saying, why are we not recognizing this is like look? We already have NASCAR's sixth step on where it leads, no validity, no merit, nobody cares. Why are we not seeing that as the problem? When you start choosing that money over that talent, that's step one.
I think some guys, their ego is so big because they own the team, but they don't want to fund it themselves. It's nice to have your name plastered over a 53-foot Featherlight, but if you can't afford the engines to go in your car and you got to rely on some 19-year-old kid, what the hell? I think it goes back to the owner along with the kid. Like the problem is a lot of it involved. Like owners need to step up too. Like if you really want to own a sprint car team in this economy in these days, like pony up, dude. Like be prideful of owning your engines that kick somebody's ass.
Right.
You know, at wherever track you decide to go race at. Like
that's what you're talking about. What you're talking about, Clyde, is where
money.
you're talking about that ego actually benefiting. It's actually benefiting the scenario.
Oh yeah. Well, it's called greed. It just, you know what I mean? Like that's why I respect guys like Todd Queering and the sponsors with.
That is the
JJR,
element where a Todd Queering wins. That is where it matters.
The Richard and Jennifer Marshalls and people like, you know, Dennis Ross and then you got guys like Brian Brown, who's literally he's a walking billboard. You know, people want to be a part of his brand. You know, and Terry McCarl, like he's a walking billboard. He was.
Those are Clyde got hung up on. We're trying to get him back. Hold on. We're trying to get him back. But yeah, what he's making a very good point here is he's talking about how that ego that we may like or not like is actually very important. Hold on, Cloud. We got you back. You were making a very valid point.
Yeah, you hung up on me.
No. The thing has a 2-hour limit, Clyde, and you reached it. You're in your emotions now. He's just like a female. That rainbow chick is hot.
I'm just trying to give
anyway.
a different perspective from what I see.
Well, hold on. Continue, Clyde. You were passionate. Don't leave Emerson Axsom on DMs. Fill your story.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if you're going to be a team owner, be responsible and like have a good team and hire a good driver. And because these drivers, like, they don't have any security. Like the money that they make is based off how they perform that night. So if we can get more owners involved to make the racing better and bring in owners that love to compete with other owners, it's kind of like a dick measuring contest at that point. That's why motorsports.
But you're technically saying you're technically saying you see the method to the madness in an aspect. You're saying that. Even though we can sit here and say the sport's all about ego and winning everything, like that technically, that ego and that winning everything is the only thing that's protecting us from people saying, oh, well, it's a business. I need to make this much money for the year. I need to buy this car, and this guy needs to pay this much. The ego is the only thing saying, no, motherfucker, I don't need to make money. I need to win. I need championships. Oh, yeah. I need a driver in the car who's going to beat your fucking driver. Okay, yeah, right. I don't have 300,000 or 600,000 being supplemented from a driver. I need a driver who's going to outrun your $600,000 rent-a-ride fucking kid. This guy's going to get in my car and whoop your fucking guy's ass, and we're going to win, and you're going to lose. And fuck you. That you're seeing the method to the madness, basically.
Yeah, for sure. It's everybody wants to win, right? And everybody. I know if I owned a sprint car team, I would hire. I would buy, obviously budget pending, but I would try to order the badass engines and build a good team around me and make sure I have all the pieces together. And I would want to hire, you know, a younger fiery driver, a driven driver, and just build it around them, you know, and be a good car owner.
Do you agree with this, Emerson? I'm assuming yes. Or
I don't disagree at all. I mean, yeah, I feel like part of the issue could just, I mean, it's kind of both parties, right? Like, if the rental guy's never rented, then, like, there's no issue. But also, yeah, it is part of the owner, too, because, I mean, like, I don't know. I don't know.
It depends on what the owner wants, right? And that's kind of the issue. And this is where NASCAR's at. Once again, I said we're in step 1 or 2 in the dirt world. Okay, well, what is NASCAR at now? NASCAR currently, if this is what we're talking about, They're in a situation where they want to cut to a point where they can get so much money from the big NASCAR series as a team owner to put a driver in a ride. Like, they want to get funded from the government of NASCAR, technically, to the point where they don't have to rent a ride out to put a driver in a car to make money. They want government funding, and this is why I was behind the charter deal. You know, it's like if the charter deal could make enough money to the sprint car team owner to where they put a driver in the car and it's their decision versus making money, you know, that's the deal. That's what that kind of was about, was trying to put a driver in a car, in NASCAR's instance, for instance. They're at a point now where they're like, NASCAR, we need more of a cut from Flow Racing. We need more of a cut from Dirt Vision. We need money from these gambling industries and all these people making money off of us, so we don't have to go and ask a kid like Emerson Axsom or Chase Randall, we need $600,000 from you so we can make a profit. No, we want to put Chase Randall in the car or Emerson Axsom in the car and make money performing well on the track based on the income we get from you. You fuckers who are making money on our performers. You fuckers who are making money on our guys who are in our cars putting on shows. We don't want to make money on these kids. We want to make money on the system. That's where NASCAR's at right now. Seriously. They're all about trying to get money from the conglomerate that is making money on them. You know, and that's where it's a slippery slope. You know, obviously Roth Motorsports don't even give a fuck about having a charter. So, I mean, is Flow and Dirt Vision supposed to pony up money to these car owners so they don't have to make decisions on making a profit based on renting a ride for $600,000? Why can't these conglomerates provide the funding the team needs to exist for you, Dirt Vision and Flow, to sell?
Yeah, I think it very easily could get to that if everybody was on the same page.
Sorry, Emerson's running down the highway in a truck right now. We're blowing his mind. I didn't know we were going to get this real, but this is what happens on the Chaz, Emerson. I know you've heard about it. This is why people told you to stay away. The Rainbow Girl. I mean,
Did she?
I
She say to stay away.
I don't know. She was tall. I always have good luck with the tall ones. But at the end of the day, Cloud is such a dick. Well, apparently German, right? German sausage or something. Knipp means.
Yeah.
Apparently German sausage is knippt.
Yeah.
But
Knipp in German means large sausage.
Did you hear what he just said, Emerson? He said Knipp in German means large sausage. Oh, God. You notice how David, he tuned out. He ain't here no more, Clyde. You hear about your... Oh, I ain't going to bring it up. Never mind. Emerson, I thank you for tuning in. Do you need to go? Do you need to get off the phone? I don't want to ruin your career.
You're good. My dad did call me. I do got to call him back.
Oh, my God. Daddy's calling. Oh, my.
Emerson, good luck, man. I'm pulling for you.
Okay, so there's no confirmed where you're going. No confirmed.
No, honestly, no, not really. I'll tell you this, like my Dale Klasmeyer, he's a big outlaw guy. Like, he's a giant Steve Kinser fan, so like his influence, and he's the main guy. His influence is outlaws, and everybody knows he's an outlaw guy. Like.
Well, and that's the deal with All Ball, right, Clyde? I mean, All Ball wants an Outlaw Tour championship. That's why Macedo ain't switching.
Right.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think the end goal, is to win
I think the old school guys,
they respect it.
Are outlaw fans.
They respect the brand.
It's been around since 1978. I mean, everybody knows about it.
Right. They want that. They want back to the ego, unfortunately or fortunately, right, Clyde? I mean, it's the ego. These guys want it.
Hell yeah, I want it too.
Oh, God. So you're saying you're going Outlaws, Emerson? That's what we're saying. I feel like that's what you're saying. I mean, You're saying on the
Breaking
back.
news.
I mean, you could. Hold on. Here's the question that needs to be answered. Are y'all potentially going to run the Bike Week World of Outlaw event at Volusia? Because because that's going to be the decision maker.
I don't even know my.
That's in March.
That's going to be the decision maker. Because if you don't run that,
they go back to Volusia.
yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure I'll be there. What else is going on?
Well, the only thing that else is going on is that your team has to be in fucking Las Vegas the next week, I think.
Long trip.
Right. That's a long trip. That's a long trip.
After this week. I mean, we'll make a decision after this week.
You're sure?
I'm 99% positive.
When you say next week, you mean next week, technically.
After the Outlaw races at Volusia.
Okay.
Sweet.
Okay. Well, we'll let you go. You got to go call your dad back. Fucking ass. Tell him that Chaz says he's an asshole. Ruined my show. All right. I'm just playing. I'm just joking.
No.
Okay. All right. Do you have anything you want to say to Emerson Axsom, Clyde? Hold on. Clyde has some. He needs the 27 car to be a prime composite innovation carbon guy. What do you want to say, Clyde?
All I'm saying is good luck, and if you need anything, call me.
Oh, what a douche! What a businessman! You need to call when your dad answers. He's like, "Hey, we need these prime. Fuck that all IPC. What is it? IPC, right?"
Yeah, Indy Performance Composite.
Hold on. Scott Petrie, we got inside info.
Petrie and the IPC guys are like best friends. IPC gives us free bodies.
Oh, you're fucked, Clyde.
That's a really good deal.
You're fucked, Clyde. The IPC, they got that shit where if you break it, you send it in, you get a new one, right?
Yeah, I mean, they give us just
for them,
free stuff.
Like, hold on. Chase Rodman is hold on. Chase Rodman is mad at you right now. He's in the chat. Why would he run that car when he has the car he is in right now? Oh, he's responding to a comment, guy. I shouldn't have read the comments. I'm sorry. Chase is in here. He's listening to you, but he had a comment to some other guy. I don't know what he meant, but anyway, you're in with IPC. Prime is not good enough for you. So IPC is basically like your dad had a friend and the friend had a daughter, and you're gonna get married to the daughter. You're not, and Prime is this hot fucking chick who really loves you and actually understands your emotions, but you're married. You're married to IPC. Prime is over here is like, I love you. You're married to the lineage.
Hey, Prime has the fake titties and everything. Like, come on.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I don't think there's fake titties involved. Wow, that is disgusting.
No,
but,
Emerson, much respect. It's all good, bro.
Oh God, he said he appreciated it, Clyde. He appreciated it.
I'm pulling for you. I really am.
Oh God, Ryan Bode. All right, you're done.
Me? Yeah, I gotta call my dad back.
Oh God.
Yeah, he's been wanting to call his dad for 10 minutes.
Oh God, David Gravel's over here and Chase Rodman. They're trying to save your career. I mean, I thought we'd just say tonight, fuck these people. Anyway.
My dad's probably called me because he's trying to save my career.
Yeah, he's trying to be like, get off the Chaz show. You're fucked.
Your career's ruined. No.
It's all right. Hey, hold on. What about the MSD box on the 80s Pursley car at Chili Boat? All right, hang up.
I have no idea.
Okay.
Said, when Ryan, he tried to ruin his career when he called you.
Oh my God. Oh my. We're ruining careers, Clyde. All right, Emerson. Good luck this weekend. All right. Bye. Oh my, Clyde, you're trying to get me fired here. I don't know what I'm getting fired from, but I feel like I'm getting fired.
You're the boss. You're the boss.
Oh, man. Chase Robin in here, David Gravel. He stopped commenting after we went after the whole incident. We knocked him out. Are you watching the chat, Clyde? Are you watching the chat?
No, I'm literally holding my phone up to my mouth, staring at my wall. How do you even go? How do you even look at that? Walk me through this. YouTube Live?
What do you mean? You'd have to. You'd
Chaz,
have to.
Tom,
Yeah, you'd have to go to. I have to use the restroom. All right, chat's up. Send the
Good
super
grief,
chats.
you
We're
just
trying
went
to
to
go
the
to Florida. We're
bathroom.
trying to go to Florida. We need super chats and everything. We're live with Clack and Nip. I gotta go to the restroom. All right, it's been like 3 hours.
Oh, here we are. Live.